have a lot planned. I'm going to visit some friends. I'm going to go for a walk. And as I go for my walk, I'm taking a verse with me that I haven't taken in a long time. And it's one I wanted to share with you today. It goes way back to when I was first a Christian and learning about Christ when I was at Virginia Tech. And this is from Romans, the first chapter. And it's a telling verse. It really speaks to our community and our society today. This is Romans chapter 1, verse 20, and it's in the context of Paul explaining why it is that humanity's sin is held against them, and why that just doesn't get a nod, and everything's okay, kind of thing. You can do what you want to do, and so within that context, he has Romans 1, chapter 20, which is an accountability verse, an explanation for why it's not okay simply to be whatever you want to be. This is Romans 1, verse 20. Since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. So, ever since the beginning, people could go for a hike at John Chestnut Park and have a revelation of God. And to not have that is on their table. That's their fault. It's not God's fault. God made the world in such a way that he is revealed through the very world that he made. And to not acknowledge that, it leads to devastating consequences. Here's how he explains it. Although they knew God, they know this is true. Although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him. Their thinking became futile, and their foolish hearts were darkened. They claimed to be wise, but became fooled, and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images that merely reflect human mortality. Wow. Although they knew God, and he's not just talking about some people, he's talking about everybody. And so all of humanity, this is what it leads to eventually. All of humanity is without an excuse. That's what he said. They're without excuse. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for me to take a walk in the park or even around the church and not be thankful and not give God glory and not stand in awe at the wonders of the place that he's put me. There's no excuse for that. And so today, I plan to give God a little bit of glory. Whether I'm walking around the church, visiting a friend, or walking at John Chestnut Park, because there's no reason for me not to do that. Y'all have a great